What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Reek Knows Hoops. I'm your host, Tyreek. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. This is a place where we talk all about NBA basketball, so if you love hoops, this is the place for you. And also, I'm now on podcast platforms. So if you prefer the audio version, I'm on podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, all those places. If you listen on Apple, leave a 5-star review. But still, continue to support the channel, man, because we're doing big things over here. Almost to 400 subs. I appreciate all the support. And the topic of today's video, we've been through all 30 teams in their offseason so far. Media Day started yesterday in the NBA. And I said I was probably going to wait to the end of the week after all the media days are finished, but I can't help myself. I want to talk about some of the storylines from Media Day, man. A lot of talk has been going on, pictures and stuff, people in new jerseys. So we're going to check all that out today, man. So let's get into it. Before we get into the fun stuff, like seeing people in new jerseys, seeing what shoes people wore on their media days, we're going to talk about the serious topic around the league, which is something that could really impact the season, and that is the vaccine situation. We like to keep it basketball around here, but this can affect the game of basketball on the NBA level pretty drastically for some teams. It started yesterday when players were pretty much asked the very first question out the gate, are you vaccinated or not? Some players say, yeah, I am. Some players said, that's confidential. Don't ask me that question. Let's keep it basketball. Which is totally understandable, man. I understand the people that don't want to get vaccinated. I definitely understand it. Some people are completely against vaccines. Some people never even got the flu shot. I understand. I'm not against anybody that's against getting the vaccine. Personally, I think, if you have the opportunity to get it, you should. But if you don't, I don't think it's the end all be all. But as far as it affects basketball, this is a tough situation for some teams because I know states like New York, states like California require you to be fully vaccinated to enter places now, and you have to have your vaccine card on you. And it's kind of crazy because there's 4 California teams, there are 2 New York teams. Given that some players on those teams might not be vaccinated, can really bode big time for them because they can't play home games. The biggest name that is not vaccinated, he let it be well known that he's not vaccinated, is Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving's not vaccinated, and that's right now big time because in New York you have to have vaccination status to be able to enter, inside buildings and public facilities and stuff like that. And Kyrie is an NBA player, plays in an arena, plays in Brooklyn, New York. So as of right now, since he is not vaccinated, I don't think he can play in home games, which is obviously big time because he is one of the Nets' top 3 players. And we know how good Kyrie Irving is. And there's also guys like Andrew Wiggins that said he's not getting vaccinated. He also said there's a religious reason why he's not going to get vaccinated or why he's not vaccinated yet. And he basically can't play half of the games of the season. And also the other 6 games that he has to play in California. It's tough. It's very tough for some players, man. I hope that stipulations get lightened or something because I definitely understand guys that don't want to get vaccinated, but I also respect as media members. I know you have to ask those questions, but dog, some people just don't want to answer that, man, and that's very confidential because I saw my guy Kenny said this in his video yesterday when talking about his media day thoughts. If one player on the team, if they know that one player on the team is not vaccinated, everybody comes out and says, yeah, I'm vaccinated, yeah, I'm vaccinated. Even if there's that one guy that says, it's confidential, I'm not telling it, everybody's going to assume it's that one guy that is not vaccinated on the team. And it just looks bad. It can mess locker rooms up and all that. Just, look, hopefully this is the last thing we have to talk about. The vaccine, the coronavirus, all that, even though it's not going to be the last time. I'm tired of talking about it. So hopefully the league is able to get this situated. I know they said a mandate, the Players Association would have to be in agreement with that. I don't see that shit happening. So hopefully the league gets this sorted out. But as of right now, I'm done talking about the vaccine. Let's get into some fun stuff for Media Day. On screen, as always, you know where we get our news source from. Halftime Hoops. This is my media page that I run with one of my friends. This is the place for all your basketball content, man. All your news, updates, all that stuff, all that good stuff, memes and stuff. This is the place, man. Give us a follow. We're trying to hit 10K by the end of the year. Hopefully we can get there with your help. So let's get into, we made a post this morning about some of the looks for Media Day. I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it. The Chicago Bulls, we know they got their new faces in. Zach LaVine still there. Nick Vucevic got there at the trade deadline. They add DeMar DeRozan. They add Lonzo Ball. And I'm excited to see this Bulls team, man. First off, first look of Zoe and DeMar in their jerseys, they look like they was raised to be some Chicago players, man. They look dope in the uniforms, man. Zoe got the braids now. DeMar got the braids again still. Like, I'm excited to see this team. They also got Caruso, man. Can't forget about the GOAT Alex Caruso. I'm very excited to see this Bulls team, man. I think they're getting a little disrespected, man. I think people don't think they're going to be that good. And personally, I think it might take a little bit of time because you have so many new pieces on this team. It might take a little bit of time. Kobe White's injured for the beginning of the season. It's going to take some time, but I think they're going to be able to figure it out. I think they have the talent. I think Billy Donovan's a very underrated coach. I think they're going to be able to be a better team than maybe people are giving them credit for. I seen ESPN had them slated to win like 40 games. I'm like, that's kind of ridiculous. That's kind of crazy if you ask me. But I can't wait to see the Bulls suit up this regular season. Next, the Miami Heat Big Three. Their new Big Three. I guess we'll call them a Big Three because these are 3 all-star caliber players. So we'll give them that title. Kyle Lowry's still very good. I think people forget that. Jimmy Butler had a very good regular season last year. We know about the playoffs. We're not going to talk about that. Let's move on to this season. Bam Adebayo. I like the moves they made, adding a PJ Tucker, adding a Markieff Morris. They added a lot of grit to this team that was much needed. They also re-signed Duncan Robinson. I think Tyler Hero's going to have a very good year. I think he's going to bounce back this season, have a very good third year. The Miami Heat, man, I think a dark horse contender in the Eastern Conference for sure. We'll see how they gel on the court in the regular season, but I think by the time playoffs come around, it's going to be a scary sight, and it's not going to be like how it was last postseason when they were just completely dominated by the Milwaukee Bucks. I think they got something to prove this year, and I think they got a different mentality. They added some guys that brought some toughness to the team. Even though this was already a gritty organization in general, they added guys that fit right in. So be on the lookout for the Heat this season. Also, when I first seen this picture, I low-key thought it was a throwback picture of LeBron, D-Wade, and Bosh. I don't know why, but that's just like my first thought, and I'm like, oh no. That's Jimmy Butler, that's Kyle Lowry, and that's Bam. Like, that's crazy. But definitely the Heat, contenders in the East. Maybe a dark horse. I think the Bucks and the Nets are still the top 2 teams to beat. But look out for Miami. The Atlanta Hawks. I love these jerseys, first off. The Hawks don't really miss on the jerseys. I really love the concepts that they have with these jerseys. I'm going to keep it short and sweet here, man. I seen a tweet last week, and it was like, who is somebody that you could see being a dark horse contender for MVP? And my first thought was Trae Young. I think Trae Young is a dark horse contender for MVP. Do I think he's going to win it? I don't know. It's hard to predict MVP. I picked Luka last year, and Luka wasn't even top 3. He might have been top 5. I don't know. I don't even think he was top 5. But I think Trae Young, if the Hawks are like a top 4 seed, Trae Young's killing, which he typically always does. Even though he had a slow start last year, he was still ended up killing, and we seen him in the postseason. I think he could be in MVP conversations, realistically, man. Excited to see the Hawks. They pretty much brought the gang back. They're going to be a good team. I think they're still under the radar somehow. I just hope that they don't feel the pressure of making the conference finals and then feeling like that's the expectation every single year because the East is tough. But I think they're one of the tough teams and the team that should be a force to be reckoned with. I thought this pick was cool. That's why we posted it. Steph got his shoes on, but his boys, Damian Lee, who I think's like his stepbrother or something, I think, and also Iggy, got the Currys on. I think that's dope, man. I think the Warriors, hopefully, we see Klay come back healthy. Don't know how good Iggy still is going to be because he's old as hell. But I think the Warriors, if Klay comes back, I think they're going to be a very good team as well. Excited to see that man back on the court. And another year of Steph Curry. He was great last year. And then it's sad that Jamal Murray's not going to be playing that much this year, man. It's very sad. But hopefully he comes back healthy because I think the Nuggets are going to be very good even without him. Be on the lookout for guys like Monte Morris. Michael Porter Jr. is probably going to take another leap. Heard the Ben Simmons talks. I don't believe that stuff at all. So let's move on to the next thing. Look, I don't know why when I seen this pick, bro. This pick is just dope as hell. This pick is dope as hell, man. For the listeners, man, this is Josh Primo, rookie San Antonio lottery pick. He's somebody that kind of shot up the draft board very late. I was surprised he was taken in the lottery. But according to guys that I respect their opinions on college basketball players very well, they said this dude can get buckets, and they said he gonna shoot the pill, and he has potential to be a really good scorer in the league. So I'm gonna keep an eye on Josh Primo. I talked about the Spurs in my last video. I think I like the youth movement that they got going on. I want to see how these players respond on the court this year. Kemba in New York, dope. I mess with this. Think the Knicks kind of getting a little disrespected, but the East did get a lot better. But I think the Knicks got better as well. And Terry Rozier and Kelly Oubre. I thought this pick was cool. Threw it in there. Terry, man, got the payday in the offseason. Love to see it. And I think Kelly Oubre adds some much-needed insurance to this team. Look, man, just seeing people in their jerseys, man, got me so excited for the year. Also, the Lakers had their media day today, and we're going to pull that up in just a second. But when you look at the roster that they have, the experience, and all the accolades, man, it's crazy. It's honestly crazy. Like, bro, you can't tell me this team, like, 6 years ago wouldn't win 82 games. Like, this team 6 years ago would not, like, you can't tell me that they would not win 82 games. Bron, Melo, Russ, AD, Dwight, and Rondo. Imagine all these dudes in their prime playing on the same team, bro. That's not fair. That's honestly not fair. Like, that's really not fair, bro. I promise you. And then we got Rondo crying about when AD and LeBron said they missed him last year. Fake crying.
You know, LeBron and AD specifically talked about how much you were missed last year. I'm wondering, did they play a role in...
They said that? Give me a second.
I missed you too, Rajon.
Oh, shit.
Bro, Rondo's a clown, man. He's a troll. I mess with Rondo, though. I wonder what his role is going to be on this Laker team. They're going to be a dominant team, man. They're going to be very good. I feel like we haven't seen LeBron and AD play basketball, healthy basketball, in such a long time because they were hurt the majority of last year. So Laker fans should be very blessed right now. They should feel very blessed that they got LeBron coming back. Even if LeBron's not the best player in the league anymore, if you want to say that, he's still right up there. AD has the talent to be one of the top 5 players in the league. And I think they did their job putting a great supporting cast around this team. But yeah, man, that's media day. The first couple installments of media day. There's still several teams that have theirs the rest of this week, but I just wanted to talk about it, man, because this has me hyped for the regular season. Even hyped for preseason basketball, man. I'm ready for anything, bro. I'll watch scrimmages in practice, in training camp. Like, I'll watch that right now. Like, I'm just excited that basketball is back. Even though it wasn't gone that long, it feels like this break was very, very short, which it kind of was. But we're a couple days away from October, and that's the start of the basketball season, man. That is the start of the basketball season. Let me know who are y'all excited to see this season. Who had the best picks on media day. All that, man. And be sure, 1, follow Halftime Hoops on Instagram. 2, check out Rick Knows Hoops on podcast platforms. If you listen on Apple, leave it a 5-star review. It helps out a lot. And also, still leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel because we're doing big things. I appreciate y'all as always, and I'm out. Peace.